Great. Hi, everybody. Really excited to start our Day in the Life of a Supermum webinar series. We decided to launch these webinars because we've had a whole heap of mums go through the course now, and they're going into really exciting job roles. And we really wanted to give mums a bit of a flavour about the different types of jobs available, and what kind of role, what they might be doing day to day, just so you get a sense of, well, what could my life be like if I started to work within the Salesforce environment. So just as a bit of context, I've got Jasmine Toogood on the call with me today, so she'll be sharing her story and where she works now. Do you want to say hi, Jasmine, quickly?
Hi.
So Jasmine graduated in July 2017. And she was on, I think, our third training cohort, which we had. So we launched the program in 2016, and we're now on our seventh training program. We've had 66 mums signed up so far. Of those who've started, 26 have actually completed the course because the rest are still in progress. And they're all going into a whole range of roles. So we're really excited about sharing with you the different stories. We're going to be doing one of these each month, so hopefully you can tune into as many as possible. For some of you who are new to Salesforce, Salesforce is the fourth largest enterprise software company in the world. There's thousands of jobs that are being created daily. There is a massive shortage of staff in the ecosystem, and that's really what gave me the idea about setting up Salesforce Supermums in the first place. Is we need to get really great talent into the marketplace, and really start entering into these range of job roles that are available. So there's different types of job roles. You can work within end customer users, where any business or organization, non-profit, can implement Salesforce to manage their business day to day. So there's 100,000 customers, but that also includes over 20, I think it's over 30,000 now, non-profits. But also there's a whole range of partners and ISVs that work within Salesforce. So they've built a product on Salesforce, or it integrates with Salesforce. Or the Salesforce consultancies like Economic Change, which I set up 13 years ago, and we've been doing Salesforce implementations now for 5 years. So there's a whole range of different roles. So Jasmine, who is with us today, is working for a consultancy. She's actually working for Economic Change as a Salesforce administrator now. So there's a whole range of progression routes that people can take, and indeed Jasmine will be on this journey about where she wants to go next. But you can start off within an administrator position, then progress to a senior administrator position. Some of our mums like to walk straight back into a project manager type role or business analyst type role because they've done that sort of role before and they're quite happy going out and about on client site. So some of our mums progress straight into those sorts of roles. Or indeed you can walk into a developer role if you've got more tech experience. Other roles that exist are all more around sales, account management type roles. So there really is a range of roles that suit different people's skill sets and what's right for you right now. And I think that's important, is that when Jasmine, we were engaging with Jasmine with her journey, she was wanting something that was not necessarily a lot of client facing work. It was more about being at home, working at the office and having less sort of demands on you. But certainly in time, I'm sure Jasmine's got her own career aspirations about where she might want to go next. But different, as a mum, working mum, you kind of want a role that feels comfortable with you at the right place. So I'll let Jasmine tell her story. So we've asked her a few Q&As before, obviously, to get her in advance. So Jasmine, tell people a bit about your background.
So, hi everyone. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to me today. I'm so passionate about kind of sharing what is my experience so far and encouraging other people to join on the Salesforce journey. So I'm really grateful for that. But in terms of my background, I started out was at the time working on the broadband proposition, and then about a year and a half later, we actually merged with T-Mobile and became EE. So I was at EE for a total of about 7 years. And then I was on maternity leave for the second time when I decided to kind of change things around and have a look around at what I was going to do with my career. I wanted a more flexible career and kind of work part-time and be able to do some working from home and working around the kids and things like that. So that's when I started to do the research into what courses I could do, and that's when I came across the Salesforce Supermums course and started back in February 2017. Did the course for about 6 months and then graduated in July 2017 and achieved my Salesforce admin cert.
Great, excellent. And what was your motivation to really work with Salesforce? What got you interested in it and found out? Because I suppose a lot of people on the webinar might be thinking, well, what is Salesforce? You know, how do I actually think and get motivated, you know, get excited about it? What research did you do to make that decision?
So one of the things, I had quite an extensive marketing experience by then, and I'd obviously come across quite a few customer relationship management softwares. I hadn't actually come across Salesforce before I started doing research, but it was something I was fairly interested in before, and then came across Salesforce, which was the #1 kind of CRM out there. And also the beauty of it is, I mean, I considered learning coding, but the beauty of Salesforce is you don't necessarily need to learn coding and you don't need a coding background, so it seemed a lot more accessible. And as I kind of mentioned, it's something, you know, I wanted that flexibility, and it's something you can do anywhere really, as long as you've got an internet connection. So that was something that kind of attracted me as well.
Great.
And yeah, I suppose just, you know, it's such a innovative product, and it is the #1 CRM, so that's what attracted me, I think.
It's definitely not, it's not one of the products now, it's about Salesforce. Get a bit into the zone, it's Salesforce and nothing else. But
Yeah, exactly.
so about where you work, obviously you can talk a little bit more about the consultancy, and what's your role within the consultancy? Do you want to share what you do?
Yes, so as I said, I graduated from the course in July 2017 and then was on the hunt for work about September. And then the role at Economic Change came up, and I started there in October 2017. So Economic Change is a consultancy which works solely with non-profits, and my role is Salesforce administrator. When I started, it was Salesforce administrator, and now since joining, I've also done some Pardot certification, which Pardot is a marketing automation tool. So I guess that's another thing which is good about Salesforce, is you can use your background of what you've been doing previously and kind of apply that. So I've been applying my marketing experience to that. I guess some projects I've been working on recently, I've been working with a UK charity which are about to go international, and I've been working on their Pardot and their website integration, which has been really, really interesting, kind of building different forms and different email templates in different languages and getting that all synced up with Salesforce. I've also recently been working with a health organisation, and there was quite a lot of web integration there, building web forms and their kind of web surveys, and also allowing their kind of people that were interested to raise queries with them, raise cases, and looking at the case management side of Salesforce. And there was also a religious charity that I've also been doing the Pardot integration with, and that was a really interesting client because they also sell books, so it's kind of the sales side as well, which is really interesting. So there's a huge amount of variety. I kind of do some Salesforce technical work, which is sitting at the computer. I also go out with the project managers and meet the clients. And I also do the Pardot integrations. And another part of my role as well is to sit on the support desks So we have support packages with clients, and they can raise issues or queries to us, and we have a certain amount of time to reply to those. So yeah, a huge amount of variety in my role. There's also kind of the training element, going out and getting people excited and on board about Salesforce, and showing them what to do. So yeah, that's kind of my role in a nutshell, really.
Great. And how do you find it works for flexibility for you? Does it give you the flexibility of a career that you wanted to juggle that with your kids?
Yeah, definitely. So I kind of, the way I work at the moment, I have a set number of hours I work a week, and 2 days in the office, but they don't necessarily have to be, sitting at the desk until 5:30. I can sometimes leave early if I need to juggle around to do pickups and things. And I have a day working at home, but I tend to kind of spread some of my hours into the other days of the week as well, just so that I can keep it up with pickups and drop-offs and being in all the various places you need to be, which I'm sure everyone's aware of. So yeah, it really does give me the flexibility that I need. And as I mentioned at the beginning, you can do Salesforce anywhere, so I can just catch up on work as long as I've had my meetings and caught up with the various project managers and I know where I'm going with the project. Then I can then kind of do the more technical things later on in the evening or on one of the days when I'm non-working. So yeah, definitely gives me the flexibility that I was looking for.
Great. And how do you keep up with your study and learning? Like, what's next for you? How do you make time for that?
So yeah, I mentioned already that I've done a Pardot certification. So the next thing I'm looking towards is doing the Pardot consultant certification. And there's a huge amount of learning materials to do with Salesforce and Pardot online. There's something called Trailheads, and there's a huge community within the Salesforce ecosystem where you can kind of go and look at questions people have asked and ask your own questions. So that's kind of how I keep up with things. And in terms of the studying, I just do it in the evenings or sometimes at the weekend. Just do a few extra hours. And of course we have like personal development time as part of my weekly hours as well that I work. So I just squeeze it all around what I'm doing really. And I think because we did the course and we did all the studying around I did the course when I was on maternity leave. So I did all of my studying around having my baby at home. So I'm kind of used to just doing an hour here and an hour there and making it fit around all the other things I need to do.
That's great, brilliant. Oh, thanks, Jasmine. Well, you're certainly a good valued member of the team. I think
Thank you
it
so
really
much.
helps, having, I think, our crew of mums at Economic Change. We've certainly got a few of us, but I
Yeah,
think it's, all bringing that wealth of experience of previous careers and how easy it actually is to apply that to what you do now as well. I think,
yeah,
it's
definitely.
easy to pick up things. So, and I think consultancy for you has been about it gives you variety, like every day is different. You're normally working on 5 projects at once, so you get a lot of difference to that. So that's great. So hopefully that's given you some insight into what the day in the life of Jasmine's work is like, and what she's doing in the consultancy background. In terms of just to wrap up, really about talking about the training and things. So you'll see here there's different range of certification tracks that people can go on to. So the one that Jasmine's been doing is the administrator courses, but then she jumped down to be a marketing specialist, and that really tied in well with marketing, her marketing background and where she wanted to go. So now she's working towards a Pardot consultancy cert. So she can work more on marketing solutions as well as how they very much tie in with Salesforce, and also there's a range of trailheads. So in our company, and I think as well in other companies, we set certain trailheads that we'll look to do each month as a team, and there's a bit of an internal competition about how many badges people have got. I think Jasmine's quite ahead of the leaderboard there.
I'm going for 100. I'm going for 100 at the moment.
You
So
are,
yeah.
yeah, so it gets everyone excited. So you can check out a range of trailheads and certainly work through those ones. And about the programme, we'll send out the slides to anybody who's interested, and certainly if you download our information pack, it tells you all about the learning journey that our mums go on. And I think, you know, it's very much what we've tried to do, and the feedback we've had from Jasmine as well as other mums on the course. It's about having a structured way to learn about what they're learning, being able to then practice that, and then also be able to apply that to projects that, you know, gives people then the confidence to actually then do it in real life as part of a job. So Jasmine was one of you know, our trainees that worked on projects as any others, and sort of really worked through that program. So they're confident by the time they leave the course. So as I say, well, you know, you can download the information pack from our website. The investment is £1.5 in our 6-month program that provides you with training, the mentoring and work experience, but that will help you secure a job role at the end of it that's going to be paying you know, 35k upwards, depending on what role you decide to walk back into. And certainly you don't need to start as an admin role. You might walk into a BA or project manager role, depending on, you know, what's right for you right now, but also your professional background and what you're wanting to do. So if you're wanting to join us, you can join our next cohort. Our next one's now actually starting in November, and you can drop us a call. So please feel free to reach out to us if you want to get a brilliant CV, earn Trailhead badges, complete your admin certification, gain real life work experience, and build your confidence. Then you know, do come and talk to us. So you can contact Deborah or call her and visit our Supermum's website. But thanks very much for listening. Thanks, Jasmine, very much.
Thank
See you
you.
soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.